Morning.
Sorry, jumped the gun. Good morning.
Hi, everybody. So we are Warm N Cozy Quilting. We are in Columbia, Illinois. And I'm Danielle. And this
I'm
is
Sarah.
Sarah. She's on with me today.
Yes.
So
often heard and rarely seen. Here I am.
So we have stash pot pie today. So I know that there are some people out there who are like, I don't know what that means. So do we want to explain?
Yeah.
What the heck stash pot pie is?
Here's the bold print. Here's the big thing you need to know. You get free patterns. Do you want free patterns? This is how you get free patterns. Okay. So what is stash pot pie? This is a stash pot pie. And this that you can't see, this is also a stash pot pie. We'll show you later. Don't worry. How it works.
Yeah.
You pay $10. You get whatever the current pattern is. So this is June's pattern. This is going to be July's pattern. You make a quilt top. It has to be the whole top. And you either take a picture of it or you come into the shop and show us your quilt top completed. And then the next month you get that pattern for free.
Right. So this is a great time to join because you're going to get the rest of the year for free.
Right.
So,
if you do June's, you'll get July for free. And then you can do July and you'll get August for free. And you can keep rolling.
So the other cool thing is that then they're all really nice in that you learn a little new technique.
Right.
None of them are super challenging. We're not having you do double wedding ring quilts. We're not having you do queen size quilts. They're all lap size, but they're a good lap size. Sometimes when I see lap size, it ends up being almost too small. Like it's bigger than crib, but it's not really like going to fit an adult.
Yeah.
On a couch.
Yeah, but these are a good size lap.
These are good size laps. So
yeah, the other nice thing is you're usually doing the same technique a bunch of times.
Right.
So you're going to have that technique down by the time you're done with your quilt top, which is really cool.
Yeah, exactly. So a lot of repetition, which is nice. And it's all designed to use up your scraps. That's why it's stash pot pie, right? So it's using up your stash. So that's great.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of times what I like with a scrappy quilt is for something in the quilt to be consistent.
Sure.
So if it's your background fabric is all the same, or maybe you have enough cream backgrounds that are all variable, but you keep, let's say in here, you kept all the sitters the same and all of these. You got to have something that's consistent. It just gives the eye a place to rest.
Right.
I tend to make that the background fabric is what is the consistent part, but you guys can do whatever you want.
And that's the really cool thing about stash pot pie is then you get to see how everyone else interprets the pattern.
Yeah.
And sometimes people make choices that you would never make. And then you're like, whoa, that's really cool. And so it can kind of give you more inspiration.
Yeah.
The other thing I would mention is that patterns are due and the new patterns come out on the same day every month. It's the first Saturday of the month. That's today.
Yes.
This is Stash Pot Pie Day.
Yay, Stash Pot Pie. Hi, everyone.
Take two.
With Warm N Cozy Quilting. We are Warm N Cozy Quilting. We are in Columbia. I'm Danielle, and this is Sarah.
Hello.
We also have Victoria with us today in case, you hear her in the background. Hi, everybody.
How's it going? Let's have a check-in. Let's just all take a breather for a minute.
Right.
How's your Saturday?
I'm going to drink this coffee.
Having some coffee? I'll have some coffee.
Okay. So, hello again. I hope people jump back on.
We are getting some hellos.
Awesome. Wonderful.
Thanks for hopping back and for bearing with us. Appreciate it.
Yes. Okay, so we have stash pot pie today. We're going to talk a little bit about this quilt. We jump into it?
Do you want to say good morning to
Oh, yes. Okay.
Let's do that part.
Let's say hi to our friends. Sure.
Okay. Sorry if you said good morning on the other one. We're going to say good morning to you here. Okay. Good morning, Wendy.
Hi, Wendy.
And Lisa.
Hi, Lisa.
And Patty. And Carla. Good morning, Christine. And Debbie. And Alvina.
That's Donna.
That's Donna.
Yes. Good morning, Donna.
I can read. And I missed another Donna.
Yes.
So good morning to both of you. And Patty.
Yay.
Good
Okay.
Okay, what can you tell us about June's pattern?
All right. So if you were up in the middle of the night, you got June's pattern.
Yes, it went out very late last night, but if you had turned in up to yesterday, I'm current, then you should have it sitting in your email inbox.
Yeah, so if you've turned it in this morning, she hasn't,
I haven't gotten to you yet.
she'll do another round later this afternoon, evening. So you have until midnight to get May's quilt pattern, or, show us your photo of May so that you can get June for free. If you have not done this before and you want to buy June, you can do that on our website. You can do that by coming in the shop. I do have some people who want a paper copy, and that's totally fine. Stop by the shop.
Yeah.
We have a list of who gets the free ones, and so, I personally don't have a printer at home. So if I wasn't coming to this job every day, I would be coming here to get my free pattern because I want to make notes, and I don't have a printer at home. So,
yeah.
Although maybe if I didn't work here, I would have a printer at home.
Maybe.
Because I can print here, so I just come and print here. Anyway, okay. So I think we've had more people jump on.
Yeah. Pam says that she wants the pattern. I got your message. I will get that for you.
Good morning, Pam.
Good morning, Rochelle and Jeannie.
Hey, cool.
And Lisa says she got it.
Perfect.
So great.
Awesome. Okay. So, she wants Pam wants a paper copy because, of course, she doesn't have a printer either.
Sure.
So, let's see. What was I going to tell you about?
Also, not only can you buy this pattern online, but July that we are going to reveal is also now available online for purchase. So if June is maybe a little crazy and you don't want to commit to a pattern for this month, we have the next month up always too.
Nice. Yes. Okay. So let's talk about the June pattern, the June quilt.
It's very pretty.
Victoria. Oh, let me just stop before anybody asks. We've had this since we reveal them a month ahead. Then they hang in the shop. And I've had a lot of people want kits of this. I still have a lot of the pieces that are in here, but no fabric for borders. Like, I don't have this particular print anymore, I should say. I'm going to need you to zoom in, miss. There was 2 colorways, and both of them are sold out. We absolutely have other things, and we can help you. I just don't have, if I have somebody who is maybe not local and I just don't have a kit that I can mail somebody. Does that make sense? Okay.
But if you want one, you can always virtual shop with us or look on our website and see what prints we still have available. And we'll cut a kit for you specifically once we get those substitutions that you want figured out.
Okay, so the cool thing with this is that it is 2 different sizes of the same star. So you know how to make the star, then you can just do it in the 2 different sizes, and you've got your quilt. Our camera person is not.
This is a new camera, and
it's the same camera that we've had for a year.
I know, but I haven't.
We have Victoria behind the camera today. Thank you to Victoria.
Yes, thank you, Victoria,
for all of her hard work. Thank you, Victoria.
Okay, just leave it be.
Okay, I'm leaving it alone.
I think that they can see it well enough. It is so we've made a friendship star block before. You guys remember doing that. It is similar, but it is actually a double friendship star. So still having that same kind of solid piece in the center, but it has multiple pieces on the outer edge. So the one thing that you have to remember about this particular pattern is that even though it's scrappy, it is the placement of your colors is important. So everybody on here knows that I turn everything around, right? And I also don't always get that when you cut it, that this is going to go here and this is going to go here. So it really took me a little bit of time to read through this pattern. I was really glad Debbie made this one. Mom. It's hard for me to call her Debbie.
Yes, me too.
Mom made this one. And I'm glad for that, because when I was reading through to kind of show you guys or tell you guys about it, I was like, oh man, this is a little bit confusing, but it does make sense in that you're going to have to be careful with where you sew and where you cut so that these pieces you need 4 that are exactly the same. So that when you then turn it to here, it's the same as here, and it's the same as here. And when you cut these little 3-piece guys, just straight in half, you're going to get 2 that go one way and 2 that go the other way. Well, that's not going to work.
Right.
You have to have all 4 of them going the same direction. So look carefully at, it is, I think, step 2. I even wrote it down, make sure, refer to step 2 on the piecing part. So it's like the second or third page on your pattern. Make sure that you are stitch here, then that you stitch where it's appropriate.
Sure.
Like they can see what I'm talking about, right? This block in my head.
It's a cardinal rule in quilting that you read through the pattern before you start. You read all the way through. You absolutely should do that with these Stash Pot Pie patterns. This month in particular, absolutely, because you do have to be careful about your placement. But B, these patterns are written to use up scraps. If you don't have a bunch of tiny scraps and you're using yardage, there's often a different way that you can cut or assemble these that's going to be a little faster. So I would 100% recommend on all the Stash Pot Pie that you read all the way through them before you start cutting or getting too involved.
Yeah.
But this one for sure.
Yeah. Like anytime that I've read through and I'm like, wait, I could strip piece that. I do not need to cut 240 4-inch squares or 3-inch squares. I can use a strip and then cut,
Yeah.
So some of that takes time, and if you're new to this, it makes sense also if you're using a lot of little pieces to cut up, into your little squares. So
right. And we try to give you some of those helpful hints here on Saturday and show you some tools that will help.
Right.
Sidebar, Sherry Joe, deadline is tonight. Today is the due date, so you have till midnight tonight to get in last month's pattern to get June's pattern for free. And then I will submit those when I get your submission.
I've had a couple of customers who love patterns. Okay, so I think that there's a couple different things at play here, right? We have the people who love to collect fabric.
Yes.
The people who love to collect patterns.
Yes.
And then the people who actually use those and piece together a finished product, right? So I am a huge fabric collector. I love fabric, and so I have a ton of stuff and not always a plan. So then I find these cool patterns and I'm like, awesome. I can get a few patterns, go through what I already have, see if I have yardage that's going to work, and boom, I've made then I can work towards making the project. And I like making the projects too, but I sure love fabric collecting. I do know that when we very first started this, I had a customer come in and she said, I should just give you the $10 a month now. Let me just pay for the whole year because I'm not going to get them done, but I'm going to love it. And so, so even if, let's say, you don't get Mays done and you're like, this is a great pattern.
Sure.
There's, you mentioned tools that will help. I got a new ruler. I'm sorry to everyone, but it is so awesome. It may be a little bit difficult to see. So at first glance, first of all, it's a June Taylor
perfect half square
ruler.
And quarter square triangle ruler is
So,
what it's called.
All-in-one tool to create a half squares and quarter squares.
Look at
Now,
all the things you can make.
right? So these are quarter squares. It's just that half of it is one fabric and that these are, then you have 2 pieces. So it's got a 3-piece for a quarter square.
You're going to need that ring light on you, girl. There you go.
So the cool thing is you can mark your fabric. Actually, I'd like you to hold it still up there. See here where they can mark it. See where they can cut it. Because I'm going to talk about that a little bit.
So with this ruler, it will help you to make those 1/4 inch out markings to help you figure out where you need to sew and then where you need to cut to get these correct.
Look at that first that says mark. You have your piece underneath your ruler. You've got a line going straight down the center so you can lay your fabric in there, see that clear line. But you also have 2 slits that are larger than like your normal, like your cutting strip. It's a little bit wider than that so that you can get a pin in there and you can mark your 2 lines and they're going to be a 1/4 inch away from that center line. Then when you look at the cut lines, you're going to lay that right underneath there and lay the cut lines, a little dash line on your stitch line. Put your ruler or put your rotary cutter in there and cut right on that cut line. And you are going to have perfect half square triangles.
Especially if you starch them like this girl does.
Yeah. Yeah. And okay, I'm going to admit this right on camera for everyone
Let's do
to
it.
hear. Carla, you were right. So Carla has been telling me, because I starch my fabric and then I press it because I'm in too much of a hurry and I don't want to wait. If you starch your fabric and then you let it air dry, it's so much better. Anyway, but that, again, it's time consuming and I'm kind of impatient.
Right.
So I kind of have to think ahead. If I'm going to sew on Sunday, on Saturday, I need to starch and prep all my fabric.
Sure.
Carla, write it down.
On this day.
On this day, Danielle said.
Right.
Anyway, these just came in. I ordered quite a few of them, but they were back ordered. So I have like 4 in the shop. Maybe it's only 3 since I opened this one. But I love this ruler, and I think it will be helpful not only for this one, but wait till you see this one. This has a lot of little quarter squares, and this is fantastic for making quarter square triangles. Okay. What else we got?
Any other tips and tricks? Oh, the other thing that Mom said about this one is to square up. That she felt there were a couple spots where she lost points, and if she had slowed down, squared up as she went, it would have made a big difference. So be sure that you're squaring up as you go.
Right. What was I going to say? Oh, one of the things that I hate the most is squaring up. It takes so much time.
Right.
Like I just said, I'm impatient.
I want to get it done.
Right. And I now have these little pieces. Let's throw it together.
Right.
Well, if this one is a little bit, tiny bit larger because I pressed and my, fabric went out just a little bit more than the one over here. Mom also said that, let's say, if this is supposed to end up being 4 7/8, it could end up, you could make it so that it ends at 5. Wait, hold on. The background fabric, you could cut a little bit larger, and then you can square things up a little better. I don't have the exact answers on that. If you have questions, definitely call and ask. But I do think that when you get to this point, squaring these little blocks up and these little tiny ones, square them up.
Yeah.
Again, this little ruler right here is going to have the squaring up for those blocks.
Do you know? Yeah.
I think I don't know. I think it is $23.50.
Can you open up another tab and look it up for us, Victoria?
You can go.
Yeah, I know, but
Okay,
I'm on
fine.
camera. I have to talk to them. I
know,
with my
but
friends.
Yeah. Okay. Sounds good?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, the other thing I wanted to talk about today, I don't need these.
Okay. That's for you, Jason. Just for you.
We've been making all of our sampler blocks, right?
Right.
These are all 12.5 inches.
The ruler is called Perfect Half Square and Quarter Square Triangle Ruler.
Probably just type in perfect and you'll find it. And remember, we made this one I made it at 9. Okay, this going in with this, how am I going to make this fit into my quilt?
Yeah, they're not the same size.
There is a lot of different things you can do. You can do a lot of math and do a lot of different layouts. But I'm going to do simple math today.
Okay.
And just make this block be this size.
The ruler is 28.29.
28.29.
Perfect.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you, Victoria.
I got to get it all in. She does this to me every week. I gotta work them all in today. All the revenge.
So this is going to finish at 9 inches. So right now it's 9.5. We need to get it to 12.5.
Right.
So it will finish at 12. So what I did I need to add, so let's just say it's already finished. Finished size is 9 inches. And I need it to finish at 12. That means I need to add 3 inches. So I'm going to need to add 1.5 inches and 1.5 inches.
Right.
To get 1.5 inches finished, I need to cut my pieces at what size?
2.
2 inches. So
because you're going to lose that 1/2 inch in your seam allowance. You always want to be thinking about that.
Right. So then I cut my first 2 pieces at 9.5 because that's what size this currently is. So 2 by 9.5 go on either side. I'm gonna sew these on
Sounds good.
after I drink more coffee.
Sounds
Okay.
good.
And you can talk about something else. There's a ton of stuff to talk about.
All kinds of stuff coming up. Next week, by the way, if you're wanting to join us for Coffee Talk, we will be remote.
Remote.
We will be on location.
Yes, there we go.
Coming to you live.
Ooh.
This will be internet dependent. We're not exactly sure what the internet situation will be down where we are. So where are we going to be?
We're going to be in Caledonia.
The Village of Caledonia has a quilt show next Saturday. It is from 10 to 4, and we will be vending there. We'll have our handy quilter machines set up. You can come and test drive them. You can say, hey, talk to us. And I read that they're part of their quilt show, they're going to have the Missouri Bicentennial quilt on display there.
Nice.
Which is like toured around the country and like been in the White House and stuff.
Wow.
So,
famous quilts.
yeah. So that's going to be awesome. So it would be definitely worth the drive to come and visit us. I think it's like an hour drive from here.
Yeah, just
a little
Potosi?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Sorry, I just stopped you on your...
no, that's okay. I was going to say the same thing. So
Yeah.
you're just helping me out.
Right.
Finish each other's sandwiches.
Yeah.
If you know, you know. So that'll be fun. Hopefully we'll be able to join you live from Caledonia. If not, we love you and miss you, and we'll see you next week or
Yeah.
the following week.
Right. We'll post something if we can't. I'm sure that they're going to have something, right?
Something.
We're not even sure that we're really going to sell stuff because, of course, everything we do is on the computer.
Yeah, right.
So our plan really is to take machines and show machines, and that's really our whole day. So if you want to test drive a machine, which is so fun anyway,
Right.
plus you get to see quilts. We're not going to take a lot of stuff from the shop because the shop's still going to be open.
Yeah. You can come into the shop and visit Debbie and Trish and Victoria. They'll be here on Saturday.
Yeah, so don't worry about that. If you're like, wait, I wanted to come to the shop, it'll
You
still
can-
be
yeah.
open and going.
What else we have going on?
Well, on Mondays we have a flash sale.
Yes. Those are not here on Facebook. Those are on our website. So you'll go to warmandcozyquilting.com, and then you go to shop, and then usually the first button, if it's Monday, the very first button should say Monday flash sale. And what is in our Monday flash sale is just a selection of, usually we pick a color or a theme or a specific line that will mark down just for that day. Danielle gets up early and puts them all on sale. And then she takes them all down, usually Tuesday morning. But officially, the sale is only from about 9 a.m. Monday to about midnight on Monday. Usually,
I'm
she
usually
is
not up.
sleeping at midnight,
No.
so they're not coming down. But great deals to be had on Monday.
But yeah, don't take that risk though of thinking, oh, I'll just shop Tuesday morning,
Right.
because it may already be down.
And the other thing is that our website works from our live inventory, so that is first come, first serve. So if we only had a couple yards of a particular fabric and somebody got on at 9:01 and ordered it, then it comes down and it no longer even shows available. So definitely you want to check out our Monday flash sale. You don't want to sleep on those deals.
Once in a while, it'll still show up and say sold out, and that's even worse.
Right. Then it's just teasing you. Like,
Right.
oh, look at what you could have had.
Yeah, if you would have
That's
just
rude.
right. So I added one to one side, one to the other. Now I'm going to use my 2 strips that are 2 inches wide by 12.5, and those are going to go on the other 2 sides. And then I will have this block be the same size as the rest of our blocks in our group. You could do this if you had 6-inch blocks. You could frame it with 2 frames or do something else.
Yeah.
There's lots of
You'll
different
see
things.
in the June pattern, we have a larger block and a smaller block, and so the way that they've made those work is they've put sashing around the smaller block to make them the same size. So then they're kind of offset. You could absolutely do that. A lot of sampler blocks are made where you make the blocks in varying sizes, and then it's how you lay it out as how they all come together. So this is definitely useful to be able to do.
I do have one of our friends is making all of the blocks that we've been showing. She's making them in 9-inch blocks because she wants to do a quilt that has a lot of sampler blocks in it. We're probably at the point where this is about as
You could make a quilt.
Yeah, we could make a quilt. Yes,
if you wanted to. Stop now.
Right.
But we're going to keep going, I think.
Yeah, I think so too. I think that we can talk about different things like different ways of sashing these.
Yeah. I mean, and there are so many blocks. I mean, there are just books and books. This one has 500 blocks. This one has 200 blocks. And they may not all, overlap. So tons of blocks out there if you're looking. And so, we'll keep going if you guys are still into it. If you are still making sampler blocks and are loving it, please do let us know. Because we're here for you. We're tailoring this content to what you all want. So let us know what you want and we'll give it to you.
Most of the time.
Most of the time. If we can. Barring anything crazy. Don't get one. So Saturday, this is your safe zone. We're not usually selling anything. We're just hanging out, checking in, letting you know what's new, showing you a block. But if you want to buy stuff, you got to be here Wednesday.
Yeah.
Wednesday at 5 p.m. we go live on Facebook and we have a whole table here stacked with fabric and notions and patterns, and that's when we show them. We give everything a number. You can claim things and we invoice you, and that's when you can really shop. If you are interested in that, Wednesdays is the day.
So I don't think we told them. Oh, okay. Anyway, we didn't tell them what this Monday's flash sale is going to be.
Oh, I don't think we did. This Monday's flash sale is all monochromatic. It is black, white, and gray.
It's actually like no chromatic. Because black and white are not a color.
Yeah, that's true.
Gray is a mix of black and white. Yeah. So anyway,
it's a shade.
We can have a discussion about this if you want. But anyway,
monochromatic implies that it's just black and white.
No, it's mono means one color.
Right.
Yeah. So if you
could have shades of blue and it would be monochromatic because it would be dark to light. Anyway, it's going to be black, white, and gray.
Yeah.
And tone on tone. Of those colors.
Black, white, shades. Gray. Who needs black, white, and gray?
Everyone.
Right. I mean, you have fabric you don't know what to do with.
Yes.
Black, white, gray.
But also you need to have value in your quilt, right? To help things stand out and not. So you need to go darker, lighter, so that it gives it dynamic. And one way you can do that is with black, white, or gray.
Right.
Ta-da.
See how she brings it all back around.
I try.
Before we get off of this discussion, can I see those talking blocks?
Yes.
So this here, the center of the larger of the two stars, I'm really going to be sad
give them
now.
all to you.
Why? No, that's right. Okay. It's large enough for
a talking block.
Talking block. So these are our talking quilts.
They're so cute. They just have all these little sweet phrases, and this one is friendship. So then you can have a little block that says the better part of one's life consists of friendships. Mm. That's nice. You give that to your friend, and they'll just feel that loving friend vibe from your quilt.
Right. So this talking quilt set is grandchildren. A grandchild is nothing but a bundle of possibilities. So. And these are really cool. You don't have to put in every single star. You could just do a few. You could do diagonally through. You can come up with something really cool. And they all have 15 3.5-inch blocks on it. They have plenty of room to get your seam allowance because they've thought that through. Sometimes you see quotes and stuff and it's oh, well, there's hardly any room around it and it's not going to work.
Right.
I have used these in both white quilts and cream quilts, even though, in the package, they definitely look cream. When you pull them out, also, if you are using a white batting, that's going to help it look less cream. I have had no problem putting these in with white. So there's mom, there's wedding quotes, there's baby quotes. And family, I have a ton. Okay, and there's daughters. Daughters always sell the fastest. Anyway.
I've
Those
also
daughters
seen
are
where
the
someone
best.
has bought this pack and then they just put one or two like on the back with their label.
Right.
If you're not so into the design on the front of the quilt, these can still be a really great thing to add to your arsenal.
Yeah. So friendship stars were one of the first blocks that really had that space for you to sign in. They were used frequently as an autograph type block. And if someone was leaving the community and they were moving west, they would have everyone in the community write in this block, and then that would be gifted to them as they left. So what a cool thing, right?
Yes.
Anyway, now you got friendship stars.
Yes.
This would be, and I think the pattern shows it in red, white, and blue. This would
Yes.
be super cool as like a Quilt of Valor quilt.
Yeah.
I could also see it as a very dark background fabric
Yes.
and brights and make those stars like really pop out. So that's just a couple of ideas.
Absolutely.
You guys have 100 more, I'm sure.
Then
Okay.
back to Wednesday.
Yeah,
we're
yeah.
gonna have these lovely fabrics that you've brought.
Ooh, yes. So we have a couple of new panels.
This is just a little teaser.
And here, yeah, here's a new panel. And I've got a quilt that's almost done, so I'll show that.
Do I tell them what else is going to be on Wednesday? Do I just let that cat out of the bag now?
I guess so.
I'm just going to tell you. It's 2 words. Batiks. So
We think we're funny anyway. It's, of course, a Jason joke.
it's a Jason joke. He's not here. I'm trying very hard. So if you like springy beautifulness or batiks, we'll have things for you on Wednesday.
The cool thing is that we found this awesome pattern that uses these panels that are large blocks.
That was pitiful. That was pitiful. I know. I need to be dramatic like Jason would be.
So you guys have seen panels like this that are what I would say is sideways.
Yes.
Like a lot of times you have a panel and it's this direction.
Right.
Well, you've got a sideways panel. What the heck do you do with it? It is an awesome pattern.
Yes.
It's called hopscotch and it is super cool. You actually don't even cut this up, but it looks like there's all these blocks. It is really awesome and you'll see it on Wednesday.
Yeah, we'll have a sample to show you. Very cool.
And we'll have some panels that are sideways so that you can make that quilt if you want. And we'll have batiks.
Batiks. Which
All
are
right.
beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
What I got.
Okay, what are we doing now? Okay, we're going to do the event next weekend, and you guys can come
Yes.
see us
Come and check it out if you'd like.
if you're ready to be out in public.
Right.
I'm still debating if I am. I'm going to be, but
Right.
I'm still debating if I'm okay with that.
Yes. And I feel like we are trying to cram the whole year that we missed now into one summer.
Mm-hmm.
So I know that people's summer calendars are filling up. If you are looking for something to do, you're ready to get out of the house, you're like, I can't stand it anymore. We have classes now.
Yay!
They
Classes!
are scheduled. They're on our website right now. You can sign
Right.
up right now.
I know that there are people. We're going to watch the number drop off because there are going to be
They're
people
all leaving
who are
right
leaving
now to
to
sign
go
up.
sign up right
Don't
now.
do that. Stay here. Stay here.
It is. It
Go
is so
go
awesome.
after. Yes. So this is one of the classes that we have coming up. This is a sample that was made by Miss Carla McGuire, who is amazing. Look at how cool that is. This is collage quilting.
And just looking at this one sample has Sarah and Victoria ready to collage quilt.
We were on our distributor's website the other day, just like, put that in the cart, put that in the cart, put that in the cart. I want to do all of it. Like, it is just so cool to me. You can fussy cut, like, this little dress is fussy cut in here. Like, how cool is that?
And it's not piece.
So excited. No,
There's no piecing.
no.
And you don't have to stitch around. It's no applique. You don't have to stitch around everything to hold it all down. You do
Right.
have to quilt across it. But, like, look, it's perfect little wall hanging size. So the pattern itself has these 3 different items that you can collage. And so a pin cushion, a sewing machine, and a dress form.
Yes.
So, and they're all, this kind of small wall hanging size. So this is a perfect size to start with collage quilting. There are 100 other patterns out there that have a giant seahorse, but or a guitar, or all kinds of things that may be a little ambitious when it's that large for your very first collage quilt.
Right.
So we are saying this is the best one to start with.
Right.
We also have machine quilting on your domestic. You've been wanting to do that? You can do that. Can I see my notes? I know I said I didn't need my notes.
I just have this one.
Okay.
I threw the other one. That's all I have left.
Machine quilting, collage quilting. We have a stocking. We're going to make stockings.
Oh, yeah, that one's so cute.
And we have more and more ideas in the works. We've got bags and I mean, there's so many fun things that we can do.
And more will be coming. This is our initial set. All of our classes right now also have a waitlist option. So if you see that it is full, please do sign up on the waitlist. We are absolutely using that. If somebody cancels, we'll call you. And we're also using that to let us know do we need to schedule another session.
Right.
So please do use that or email us or let us know, hey, I'm interested in this class, but it's full. And we'll get you on that list so that we contact you.
Yeah. So we are trying to figure out ways where we can have both in-person and virtual at the same time.
Yes.
Of course, this takes more cameras or, we have to figure it out logistically.
Yes.
Because we have made some wonderful friends through this last year, and I do not want to lose contact with my out-of-towners.
Right.
And I want you guys to be able to take a class, and if the closest local quilt shop is an hour and a half away, that's not really convenient. And so it doesn't really make for good learning. Right. So we want to be your local quilt shop, and we have been for this last year. So we want to continue to do that. So we're trying to figure all those things out. There are some things that we absolutely cannot do virtual. The machine quilting on your domestic is one of them. You have to be able to see the person and how fast are they moving their hands, how fast are they pushing the pedal. If they're having trouble, what is the problem? And you can't do that unless you're in person. Yeah. But collage quilting, I feel like totally could be a virtual and an in person. We don't have it figured out just yet. And it probably won't be for this first round of classes. Right. But my hope is that in the fall, once we've gotten through, the first round of classes, and now we can go, okay, because we are setting up our entire shop. Yeah.
We got some kinks to work out. We added in a lot of things when COVID started. Yeah. And now we're adding classes back in and trying to figure out how to do that with the same number of people and the same number of hours. Mm-hmm. So there's a lot of figuring going on behind the scenes. So we are doing things in phases to kind of see where you all are at and, the best ways that we can try to get our services to you in the most seamless fashion.
Right.
Seamless. It's a spelling joke.
Oh, I didn't even get it. I didn't get it. Because there are no seamless quilts.
I know.
Oh my goodness. Wait. This doesn't have any seams?
Right.
Collage quilting. It was a collage quilting joke.
Yes, it was a collage quilting joke that I totally did on purpose. You all believe me.
So, okay. So, I think that we've covered a whole lot of stuff.
Yes.
Have we? Have we not?
Are we just too much? You guys are like, we're done. We have one more thing. We just need to remind you.
Oh
my gosh, we have to reveal a quilt. Before we do that, I wanted to remind you that we have a van event that is coming up in July. If you are interested in long arming, if you think you might be interested, you want to try it out, you want to learn more about it, you just got one and you're kind of mystified by the whole thing, all of those are good reasons to take it. You'll get hands-on experience for 2 days with an instructor all day long, and it's a good time.
Yes. So it's going to be Thursday and Friday, July 22nd and 23rd. Or you can take the class that is Saturday and Sunday, which is the 24th and 25th. So, and it's, I want to say 9 to 4. Like,
yes.
With
9 to 4.
Lunch provided.
Yes. And you will more than likely just be sharing the machine with one other person. So that is a full 8 hours basically where you and one person are sharing a machine.
Yes. So
don't be scared.
Don't be scared.
You're going to get all that anxiety out in the first 10 minutes.
Exactly.
And then you're going to just...
Exactly. We did a van event last year in the midst of everything. It was August. And so, of course, there were lots. We had one person per machine. We had some sisters who shared a machine and, and really, it does take that first 10 minutes of you're walking in the room and you're like, oh my gosh, there's more people here than I've been around in a long time. And then it's easy going from there. So don't be concerned.
We'll have hand sanitizer and all of that stuff too.
Yes.
So don't be worried about that either.
Do be worried about getting signed up.
Yes.
Because we've already had lots of people sign up. I'm so excited.
Yes.
And I would just love to, if you are thinking about it, sign up.
We're still limiting spots. We don't want too many people crowded back there for sure. So
it is going to be in our shop.
Yes.
Now that we are revamping everything, we are going to have room in our shop to do it. But if you are not local, we are not far from the Hampton Inn, which is amazing.
Yes.
So come stay there, come to the shop. And this time you'll be able to come to the actual shop instead of last time we had to have it at the hotel.
That means you can shop on your lunch break.
Exactly. It's a lot of fun.
That's a real bonus.
Mm-hmm. And you can hang out with us.
Yeah.
So it'll be fun.
Are you ready? You ready to show them the
Do you guys want to see July's quilt?
It's awesome.
It is so cool.
It's awesome.
It is a fabric line called Victoria's Garden. So first of all, it's beautiful.
Can you see the quilting from there? It is gorgeous.
I don't think you can.
Beautiful pattern.
It's pretty dark. But anyway, but Carla did this on her new Forte. She's pretty much in love with that her new machine. And Jason pinned this up before he left today, and good thing I have Sarah here, or I wouldn't have been able to get it down. So you may want to turn the camera just a little bit so they can see it, or maybe it's fine.
I'm just going to step out of frame for a minute. You see these beautiful pinwheels in here?
Look at the pinwheels. And this, the border is amazing. I love all the colors in the
I love that it's this beautiful floral with this dark background because it just makes all these colors really pop.
Mm-hmm.
This is Michael Miller, Victoria's Garden.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
I found
There's July. I know that someone is probably going to say, "Hey, do you have a kit?" And we'll make it happen.
Yes.
Hi, everyone. Hey. So, very cool quarter square triangles. Yeah, like an hourglass block I see.
Yes, definitely.
Eileen said, yeah, so not difficult.
No. And it makes a really pretty quilt. Just
we really should have turned the dang air on in here. I know. I'm like sweat.
If we're a little shiny.
I'm like this. Oh.
Our fan is off. The air is off.
What the heck?
These are the things we do for you.
Also, there's like these big lights, right?
Yeah.
And we keep having technical difficulties, which makes me like
a little sweaty.
Anyway. Yeah. Okay.
Thanks for hanging out with us.
Yeah.
Even though it's been a rough go this morning. Hopefully the rest of the day goes good for you. It's going to go good for us.
It's going to be a wonderful day.
Yes.
We finally have some warm weather for those that have been waiting, and it's here. It's good.
Yeah.
And
if you don't like warm weather, stay home and sew with your air conditioning on.
That's
if you do love warm weather, get outside, maybe get you some water.
Right.
Get a little sun. It'll be good for you.
You need that vitamin D.
Yeah.
Right. Victoria's shaking her head. Anyway, okay. It was great hanging out with you, and we will see you
soon. Yeah. Come by the shop.
Yeah, come on. Come see us.
We'd love to see you.
All right. Bye.